This is your 10-second warning to back out now. Totally Innocent is an explicit podcast full of foul language, gore, sexy details, and other gross things that might be offensive. If that sounds appealing to you, follow along. The show starts now. Well, all the cultists of the cancel variety gather around. I want to talk to you today about van life. If you've been on the internet since 2015, maybe, you probably already know what van life is. It's essentially taking your life, putting it in a box, putting it in a van, and driving across the countryside looking at shit. And that sounds like a blast. Unless, of course, the person you're traveling with is a fucking psychopath. In August 2021, Gabby Petito, an American woman, was killed by her fiance Brian Laundrie. Is it Laundrie or Laundrie? We're going to go with Laundrie. While they were traveling together on a van life journey across the United States. The trip began on July 2nd, 2021 and was planned to last 4 months. However, Petito disappeared in late August. After Petito went missing, Laundrie raised suspicion when he drove Petito's van from Wyoming, where they were, back to his parents' house in Northport, Florida, and refused to talk about her whereabouts. He was deemed a person of interest in the case, and an arrest warrant was issued on charges of making withdrawals using Petito's debit card. Not the fact that she was missing, just that he was making withdrawals with her debit card. Laundrie departed his home in Florida on September 13th and was reported missing on September 17th. On September 19th, Petito's remains were found at Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming. An autopsy found that she was killed by manual strangulation, and after a month of speculation around Laundrie's whereabouts, in an extended search of the area around his Florida home, his skeleton remains were discovered in the, Myakkachi Creek Environment Park. Leave me a comment if that is wrong. On October 20th. On November 23rd, it was announced that Laundrie died due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Too bad he couldn't do that before he strangled his soon-to-be wife. The FBI later announced that Laundrie admitted to killing Petito in his notebook, which was found near his remains. The Petito case gained national attention due to the couple's social media activity, police body cam footage, 911 emergency dispatch call recordings, and eyewitness accounts. So yes, if van life sounds like something that you've seen on TikTok and it sounds awesome, you should probably vet who you're going with prior to that. Not saying this is her fault by any means. It's a tragedy. Terrible story. But yes, welcome back to Totally Innocent. Ladies and gentlemen, canceled cultists. Glad to have you here today. Today we are talking about Gabby Petito. Let me set the scene real quick. You're laying in bed one night listening to Totally Innocent thinking, God damn it, this podcast is so good. I wish I had the skills and the talent to make a podcast the way that Alex does. Well, you might not have the talent, but you do have the technology. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Number two, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Number three, Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you for free so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money from your show. No minimum listenership is required. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. But before we get back into the hooting and hollering of this case, we're celebrating the fact that this is the 22nd episode of Totally Innocent, taking like a 9-10 month hiatus. Of course, you know, that's what we called it in the first one back. But it really wasn't. But I thought it was time, right? I thought it was time to come back. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Totally Innocent Podcast. I'm your host, Alex. I appreciate you being here so much, so much. This episode will be available anywhere you get your podcasts. It will also be available on YouTube by searching Canceled Cult Productions over there on YouTube. You can join the cult on Facebook by searching Canceled Cult Productions and joining the group over there, and we can have a conversation. If you have anything you want to submit to the show, you can send an email to canceledcultproductions@gmail.com. Also found out that, crazy enough, canceledcultpodcast.com is still not expired. It's still running, so it's over there. All new episodes will be put up over there. Took some merch down, including the Murder is on the Menu t-shirt is gone, right? That was a limited run, you know, and I gave it 10 months, so it's gone. It's gone now. We do have a couple submissions from little ways ago, little time ago. So I wanted to read that. The case of Robert Leroy Anderson. Commenter said, I grew up in South Dakota before I made my way to Tennessee, and I had just turned drinking age when Piper and Larissa were killed. I worked at the old U.S. West building, and all my haunts were downtown too. My friends and I used to go on foot from Skelly's to the Pomp Room and back, with all the inebriation that went along with that. That stopped when Piper went missing. But it chills me to think of us making that walk when Anderson was feeling murdery. God, we were dumb. Also, yes, Morel's hot dogs are absolutely the shit, and I miss Morel's like you wouldn't believe. That is accurate. Now Smithfield Foods, listener, if you're still here. But yes, thank you so much for your comment. We also have a comment from, oh man, I had it here, and now I don't. From Shannon Jones on the case of Tiffany Cole. Says, you talk too much. Well, Shannon, I do apologize for talking too much on a talk show. Okay, but thank you for your comment. Nonetheless, I'm going to give you a heart for that one. Thank you. Absolutely appreciate that. Today we're talking about Gabby Petito. Feels so good to be back, man. It really does. Really does. I was sitting here a couple weeks ago and I was like, man, I think it's time. And it is time. And here we are. Talking about Gabby Petito. This was one of the last episodes that I left everybody with before I took the break. The ongoing case of Gabby Petito, which is now not ongoing anymore. And sadly, we will never see justice, only the easy way out from Brian Laundrie. And that makes me sad. So yeah, Gabby Petito today. Eventually, we want to get to... I was going to do Amber Heard and Johnny Depp today, but I think we're going to wait on that. Eventually want to do that. I want to do Roe v. Wade. I want to do the Freemasons. I want to talk about the fucked up, terrible police work that the Uvalde school shooting was. Holy shit. And we're just going to keep going. It's almost like I was never gone. Right? I think so. Let's keep it that way. Yeah. Again, if you want to submit anything to the show, you can send an email to cancelcallproductions@gmail.com, and let's get into the case of Gabby Petito.
You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail, 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 right to jail.
Bro, I was sitting here getting ready to record this episode, right? And I was doing the intro that you heard in the very beginning after the disclaimer for the warning. I don't want to trigger anybody, but I was sitting here and I was like, God, this is getting me all hot and bothered. I'm like actually fucking sweating. Come to find out, our AC unit just fucking died. It's dead. So that's cool. So I'm gonna do this part of the podcast, and then I'm gonna take a break because I got some after hours weekend caller AC repairman on the way to save my life. Okay. So let's talk about Gabby Petito real quick. Gabrielle Venora Petito. She was born and raised in Blue Point, New York. She was the eldest of 6 siblings and half-siblings as well. In 2013, Petito and her stepbrothers appeared in a music video to raise awareness about gun violence. The Uvalde police must not have watched that video in response to the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting. Another tragedy. Good for her, man. Putting the fucking work in. She graduated in 2017 from Bayport Blue Point High School in Bayport, New York, where she had met Brian and Christopher Laundrie. From September 2017 to January 2019, she lived in Carolina Beach, North Carolina, and worked as a hostess and in the kitchen of a restaurant in Wilmington. She applied to Cape Fear Community College, but did not attend. In March 2019, Petito began dating Laundrie and moved in with him and his parents in Northport, Florida. Petito and Laundrie worked at a Publix location in North Point. She as a pharmacy technician, and he as a he worked in the grocery department. Both Petito and Laundrie quit their jobs at the onset of COVID-19 to start posting videos on social media. In late 2019 and early 2020, the couple embarked on a cross-country drive from New York State to California. And along the journey, visited Las Vegas, Yosemite, Pismo Beach, and other points of interest along the countryside. Beautiful thing, right? How fun would that be? In March 2020, Petito celebrated her 21st birthday in Nokomis, Florida. She and Laundrie visited Soap Creek, Georgia in June 2020, and the two were engaged the following month. In December 2020, Petito purchased a 2012 Ford Transit Connect van. That thing is fucking sweet. Converted it into a camper, in which this is what they were going to use to take their next cross-country trip. She then worked 50 hours per week at Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. My body doesn't, but I do. She also worked as a nutritionist. Kind of counterproductive, right? While Laundrie worked at an organic juice bar. He does come off as a douche. Petito documented her life and travels on social media sites, including YouTube and Instagram, where she described her interests as art, yoga, and veggies. So, good for her, you know. It was in June 2021 that Petito and Laundrie decided that they were going to venture off on their next journey. They visited Blue Point, New York for her brother's graduation ceremony. From there, on July 2nd, 2021, they departed in the Ford Transit Connect van for their trip. That month, they visited Monument Rocks, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon National Park, Mystic Hot Springs, and Canyonlands National Park. Again, that sounds just like a blast, man. The van is actually badass and could totally be converted into a camper. It is one of those like fleet vehicles that you would see at like a company or something like that. But it's I mean, hey, man, this sounds like a blast. This sounds like it would be super, super duper fun. Unfortunately for Gabby Petito, it did not end that way. So now we're going to get into the case itself, kind of leading up to the events of what happened. And all the things that happened before that to kind of toss some red flags that maybe Brian Laundrie is a piece of shit, you know? So yeah, let's hop over there and get into the crimes, the incidents, and the case of Gabby Petito.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm vengeance.
And that would have been the perfect time for a sound bed. So again, if anybody has any editing skills or knows how to make those and would be interested, let me know. So let's get into the domestic disturbance incident that led up to basically everything in this case, it seems. On August 12th, 2021, a witness called 911 claiming that the couple, later identified as Laundrie and Petito, were fighting in front of the Moonflower Community Cooperative in Moab, Utah. Moab like 25 kill streak in Call of Duty, or 30 kill streak, can't remember. The caller later told the dispatch they saw a man slap a woman, and after the two ran up and down the sidewalk, the man hit the woman again, and then he drove off. Or they drove off. Another witness described the incident to police, saying that Petito and Laundrie were talking aggressively, quote, and that Petito was punching him in the arm, quote unquote. The witness said that it looked like Laundrie was trying to leave Petito and take her phone with him before she eventually climbed into the driver's seat, moved over to the passenger seat, and asked, "Why do you have to be so mean?" before they drove off. Oof. Officers from Moab City Police Department identified the van driving erratically near the entrance of Arks National Park and conducted a traffic stop. They found Petito crying heavily in the passenger seat, where she told officers, captured on the body cam footage, quote, "Yeah, I don't know if some days I have really bad OCD. I was just cleaning and straightening up back in the... I was apologizing to him, saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I can get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him. My vibe is I'm in a really bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning and just now quit my job to travel across the country. And I'm trying to start a blog. I have a blog. So I've been building my website. I've been really stressed. And he doesn't really believe that I can do any of it. So just fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. Petito first downplayed the physical altercation. But after the police pointed out the marks on her arm and face and told her, just be honest, she told him that Laundrie kept telling her to shut up, and then he grabbed her face, and then he pushed her like a piece of shit. Laundrie told the officer, I said, let's just take a break, a breather, and let's not go anywhere and just calm down for a minute. She was getting worked up, and then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys from me. I know I shouldn't push her. I was just trying to push her to go. Let's take a minute and step back, breathe, and see. She got me with her phone. Petito told the officer that she hit Laundrie first and asked the officers not to separate them. In the report, the officers wrote, at no point in my investigation did Gabriella stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe tears, wipe her nose, rub her knees with her hands. The male tried to create distance by telling Gabby to take a walk and calm down. She did not want to be separated from the male and began slapping him. He grabbed her face, pushed her back, and she pressed upon him in the van. So, more kind of shoddy police work, or what? Neither Petito nor Laundrie wanted to press charges as a result of the incident, which was characterized by police as a mental breakdown rather than domestic violence. What? Which would have required an arrest. If it was domestic violence, somebody would have had to have been arrested. Maybe if the male was arrested, the female would still be alive. Just saying. The police separated the couple, arranging for Laundrie to spend the night at the Bowen Motel in Moab, and for Petito to stay in the van. The MCPD investigated whether or not its officers handled the case in accordance with the department's policies. Its chief of police took a leave of absence amid the investigation. So somebody knew something was wrong. But you did it anyway. God damn it, dude. The last reported activities and sightings. Okay, on August 17th, Laundrie took a flight from Salt Lake City to Tampa, Florida, leaving Petito by herself. Petito stayed several days at the Fairfield Inn and Suites Hotel near Salt Lake City International Airport, according to staff checking out on August 24th. It was later explained that Laundrie's family attorney, that he had made the trip to, quote-unquote, obtain some items and empty and close the storage unit to save money as they contemplated extending their road trip. So, Laundrie returned on August 23rd to rejoin Petito and continued the trip. Petito's mother said that she last spoke to her daughter on August 25th and had been told the couple were traveling from Utah Grand Teton to Yellowstone National Park. On August 25th, the final post was made to Petito's Instagram page, which consisted of photos of herself taken in front of a butterfly mural outside of a restaurant in Ogden, Utah. Eyewitness accounts of the couple thereafter were as follows, according to Wikipedia here. A witness said that on August 27th, between 1 and 2 p.m., she saw Laundrie and Petito together at Mary Piglet's, a Tex-Mex restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Per the witness, Laundrie had an argument with the manager, waitress, and hostess, apparently about money, and he was aggressive. The witness said she later saw Petito return to the restaurant crying and apologizing for Laundrie's behavior. Restaurant staff confirmed via Instagram that the couple were indeed in the restaurant. Another witness had contacted the FBI to report the activities and coordinates of a slow-moving white van in a generic young white male. He's a perfect specimen. So dumb. Bad joke. Generic young white man acting weird, quote-unquote, near Spread Creek dispersed camping area on August 26th, 27th, and possibly the 28th. She posted a video to TikTok with her observations, according to the witness. An FBI agent said that her account with regard to finding Petito's body, quote-unquote, tipped us off to the right place. So that's neat. A woman posted on TikTok on August 29th. She and her boyfriend gave Laundrie a lift from an area near Coulter Bay Village after seeing him hitchhiking alone. She reported that Laundrie freaked out, quote-unquote, upon learning that they were going to Jackson Hole instead of Jackson, Wyoming. The fucker wanted to just get out of town. Okay, disembarking the vehicle at 6:09 p.m. near the Jackson Lake Dam, less than 30 minutes after being picked up, the witness found it weird that Laundrie offered $200 for a 10-mile drive. And did not appear to be very dirty, despite claiming that he had been camping for days. Okay. Another witness stated that she picked up Laundrie from the Jackson Lake Dam area at 6:20 to 6:30, somewhere in there, on August 29th, dropping him off at the entrance of the Spread Creek Dispersed Camping Area. Laundrie offered gas money for a 20-minute ride, but did not want to be taken further than the entrance of the campground. Wonder what you're hiding there, buddy? Which was several miles from the van at that point. According to the witness, Laundrie acted antsy, quote unquote, in getting out of the vehicle before it got closer to the campsite. So that was some accounts right there. On August 27th, a text from Petito's phone was sent to her mother, which read, quote, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." And this message raised concern with Petito's mother because Stan is Gabby's grandfather, in which she has never called him Stan. I would assume you would call him Grandpa, right? I don't call my Grandpa Albert, okay, or Daryl. So yeah, that would be a little confusing, a little concerning. The last message sent on August 30th to her mother said, "No service in Yosemite." Her mother expressed uncertainty about who sent these messages. On September 1st, 2021, Laundrie returned alone to his parents in Northport, Florida, in the Ford Transit Connect by himself in her vehicle. Wink, wink, hint, hint. On September 6th and 7th, 2021, Laundrie and his parents went camping at Fort De Soto Park in Pinellas County. So you just come back by yourself, don't have your fiance, but you have her vehicle, and then you just go camping. Parents, you just take your son camping, allegedly. Okay? That's weird. Of course, the case sparked massive national coverage. I mean, it was all that anybody was talking about for like 2-3 months. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And then, of course, they ended up finding him. But it is what it is. The investigation, as it unfolded on September 11th, after not hearing from her daughter since late August, Petito's mother filed a missing persons report. Good. 4 days later, Laundrie was named a person of interest. I wonder fucking why. Laundrie's parents hired a lawyer and, based on his advice, remained silent, refusing to talk to anyone about the case. Police surveilled the Laundrie home and saw him leave on September 13th. On September 15th, they saw his car return. Police believed the person who exited the car and entered the home was Laundrie. That's what they believed. The following day, Northport Police Chief Todd Garrison told reporters, "All I'm going to say is we know where Laundrie's at." On September 17th, Laundrie was reported missing by his parents. So all I'm going to say is no, you fucking don't. Right? They claimed to have not seen him since September 13th. So maybe that was not the person that brought the car back. Maybe shoddy police work doesn't ever work. Right? It was at this time that the police realized that they had mistaken Laundrie's mother for Laundrie himself on September 15th. No fucking way, dude. After obtaining search warrants, police seized the Ford Transit Connect, an external hard drive, in the Laundrie family's Ford Mustang from the Northport residence. So now they got your parents' car too, bud. On September 19th, human remains matching the description of Petito were found at the Spread Creek Dispersed Camping Area in Wyoming. So maybe, perhaps, why he didn't want anybody to bring him past the entrance of the camp. A little goofy to me. This was not far from where the Transit Connect was previously observed. Her identity was confirmed, and an autopsy determined that the manner of death was homicide by blunt force injuries to the head and neck with manual strangulation. Fucking disgusting. This occurred 3 to 4 weeks before the body was found. How terrible of a person do you gotta be? Unbelievable. On September 23rd, the United States District Court for the District of Wyoming issued an arrest warrant for Laundrie due to his unauthorized use of Petito's debit card to obtain $1,000 or more between August 30th and September 1st. The FBI took material to match Laundrie's DNA from his home. On October 5th, in an interview with ABC News, Laundrie's sister encouraged him to turn himself into authorities. 2 days later, Laundrie's father joined investigators in searching for Laundrie at the T. Mabry Carlton Reserve in Sarasota County, Florida, focusing on areas he used to frequent in the reserve and the adjacent Micahachie Creek Environmental Park. On October 20th, Laundrie's skeletal remains, confirmed by forensic dentistry, and some of his belongings were found at the Creek Environmental Park there, in an area that had recently been underwater due to flooding. His cause of death could not be determined by an autopsy, and his remains were given to an anthropologist for further examination. On November 23rd, it was announced that the anthropologist concluded that Laundrie died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, and the manner of death was suicide. Allegedly. These are my opinions, not opinions that are facts. Okay, I know that the Laundrie's parents have been a little too happy lately. These are opinions. And then we get to this. On January 21st, 2022, the FBI revealed that after examining Laundrie's notebook, they found he admitted to killing Gabby Petito. Then deceived people through text messages. Was it really, though? I mean, did you really deceive, quote unquote, fucking anybody? Can you help Stan, by the way? You got to be joking me with that. He was officially blamed for Petito's death by authorities afterwards. The FBI Denver division closed out the investigation, saying that the investigation did not identify any other individuals other than Brian Laundrie directly involved in the tragic death of Gabby Petito. The FBI primary focus through the investigation was to bring justice to Gabby and her family. The text of the note was later released by the Laundrie family lawyer. The note contains an account where he says he killed Petito after she had fallen and injured herself, saying, "I ended her life. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted, but now I see the mistake that I have made." Are you fucking kidding me? There's no shot. That's doctored as fuck, dude. The note ends with his plan. Well, it's probably not doctored, but come on, bro. The note ends with his plans for suicide, saying, "I am ending my life, not because of fearful punishment, but rather because I can't stand to live another day without her." Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Just stop writing things. Okay. What a douche. Allegedly. Experts, however, contend that Laundrie's account doesn't line up with the investigation findings. No shit. No actual shit. Michael Alcazar of John Jay College of Criminal Justice believed Laundrie was, quote unquote, someone who doesn't want to own up to what he did. He's trying to find justifications for the action that he did. Yeah, there's no way that Gabby just so happened to fall at the campground and sustain life-threatening injuries and you thought it was merciful to just strangle her and beat her over the head with something, you fucking psycho? No way. No actual shot. So, of course, the parents of Gabby Petito are suing the parents of Brian Laundrie and the judge of Florida, who, well, actually, you know what? Let's find out for what. Oh, man, there's nothing listed here. Just saying that the parents of Gabby Petito are suing the parents of Brian Laundrie, and a judge in Florida has allowed the suit to proceed. So, I mean, maybe we can find something here. What do we search for? A Gabby Petito lawsuit? Would that be it? A judge allows lawsuit against Brian Laundrie, Laundrie's parents, to proceed. Good. A Florida circuit court judge has ruled a lawsuit against can move forward. Denied a motion from Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, Brian Laundrie's parents, to dismiss the intentional conflict. After returning, I don't know, Brian's death. Brian was ultimately found dead. A medical examiner ruled he died by suicide. Thursday's order, Carol wrote. So I'm not sure exactly what it's for, I guess. But I would assume it's because like they knew about it. I mean, they were intentionally hiding it something like that. Petito's parents alleged that Laundrie knew that the Laundries knew the truth about their daughter's death all along and the whereabouts of her remains, but did nothing to end their suffering or help the police. And I firmly believe that. So that's what the lawsuit is over. I firmly believe that. 1,000%. You're garbage. Allegedly. Okay? You're garbage. Your son's garbage. Allegedly. And justice is being served across the board, if you ask me. If you ask me what justice is, this is it. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know. Do we like the outcome? Do we like the outcome of the self-inflicted gunshot wound, the easy way out, the not being able to serve one's sentencing for a heinous act? I think, actually, now that I think about it, death might be too easy for this piece of shit. He should have had to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. And then, at the very end of it, just for a little icing on the cake, they give him a shot, right? And just as he thinks he's about to die, he finds out it's a vaccine. He finds out it's a COVID vaccine. And then he gets to live the rest of his days in prison. Piece of shit. That's my thoughts on it, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I did actually realize after this, I started recording this, so there were a couple other episodes between the ongoing Case of Gabby Petito episode a year ago and now, right? There was, I think it was Nanny Doss and someone else, Charles Manson as well. So there were a couple other episodes after that, but I did want to continue on with this one because that at the time was the ongoing case. We were 99.9% sure Laundrie did it, but we weren't 100% sure the Laundrie did it. And now we know, and we have more details, things like that. So I just wanted to make an update episode to that. Might be a little shorter than other planned episodes. Honestly, if anybody knows how to make sound beds, hit me up at canceledcallproductions@gmail.com or leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. Okay? I think the show would be so much better if I just had some sound beds in here to get things going, I think it would be great. Anyways, next week I don't know who we're going to do, giggity, yet. Maybe Uvalde? Roe v. Wade? Ooh, getting all hot and bothered. Yes, the AC was fixed. I know in the last segment I said that it was hot. It was real hot, and I was going to take a break because I had a repairman coming out to save my life, and he did. 15 minutes of work, capacitor blew, like the top of the capacitor popped off. Said he'd never seen it before. Replaced the capacitor, 15 minutes of work, $400 fucking dollars. It's terrible. It's terrible. Crazy, but it is fixed, so that's good. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it, man. Maybe we'll do Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I don't know who we're going to do next week, but we're going to do somebody giggity. 100%. 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back and listening to Totally Innocent. It means a lot to me. It really does, especially after the year-long hiatus almost. I call it a hiatus. It wasn't. Let's be honest. If we can be honest with ourselves, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to get, but I will see you next week with whoever we cover or whatever we cover. And until then, you take care.